Hi guys, today I'm going to show you a really fun palette from Bella Beaute Bar. This is their newest palette that is their kind of Halloween themed palette, and the color story in this is so fun and I can't wait to show you some looks with this. I can't wait to give you my review on this. So that is basically what this video is going to be. So here's what the palette looks like. If you haven't already seen this all over Instagram, I feel like everybody is going crazy over this because I feel like this is very unique. I feel like this is a color story that, yeah, when you look at it, you see kind of Halloween and spooky season, but I feel like it's at the same time kind of strange and unusual. And I think the naming of this palette is just perfect. And I honestly think that this palette is kind of strange and unusual. And I'm so excited about it because it's a really, really fun palette. This does launch on the 20th at 8 p.m. EST. I do also have an affiliated code with the brand. It's just Annette and it will save you 10% off. I will have the information down below in my description box. I'm going to try to not make this video too long because I need to film and edit this video the day that I'm filming it and upload it as well because it is the 19th today and I don't have time to do any YouTube stuff tomorrow. So this needs to happen today. So I'm going to keep this kind of short and to the point. I have already filmed 2 looks. I will show you those at the end of the video. We're going to do one look together now. So I'm just going to start by priming with my Natasha Denona eyeshadow base. We're just getting straight into this because like I said, I'm hoping that it's not going to take me too long to edit this video and get this video up for you. So I'm gonna try my best to be straight to the point here. So my plan with this look is I want to use some of the colors that I haven't yet used, and I really haven't dipped into any of the greens at all. And I am going out tonight with some people and we're going to the Link, which is, I live in Vegas if you don't know, but they have like a big observation wheel that we're gonna go on with some family and stuff, and we're also going out to eat beforehand. And I have my outfit kind of planned out and I want to wear like a neon yellow top. I didn't put it on right now because I just didn't want that to be too distracting for the video, but I want to use some of the greens and I want to do some liner work maybe with like a neon yellow to kind of tie in with the top that I plan on wearing. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. So I think I'm just going to use these 3 colors, maybe do the purple on my lower lash line. So I'm going to start with this one and just see just how bright this color is. Just going to pack that on in the front portion of my sort of crease area here. And I do feel like this is looking more like a kind of pastel green rather than a neon green, but neons are very hard to formulate. I still think it's a beautiful color, but I do wish that it was looking a little bit more on the eye like it does in the pan. Now, of course, I could go in with a white eyeshadow primer, but that is just not really my thing. I don't enjoy doing that, so I'm just gonna have to settle for it looking like this, which is totally fine. But if you're expecting it to be like super bright neon green, like this is pretty much what you're going to get if you just put it on top of a tacky eyeshadow primer, which like I said, I still think it's a really, really nice color, but it's not exactly what it looks like in the pan. It's not quite as bright, but it's still very, very fun. And I want this to stay as bright as it is right now, so I'm not going to mess with this anymore. I'm not going to blend anything over it. I'm not going to do anything more with this. I'm just going to leave it alone the way it is. I'm next going to take this shade here, which is more of a murky, kind of grungy green, and I think it's so interesting to have the neon and this one like right next to each other. I feel like that's not a combination that you see very often. I'm just going to use this as my outer crease shade, and I'm probably going to deepen it up a little bit with the black as well. Next, I'm going to take the shade here called Adam, which is the matte black. This one does have a little bit of sparkle in it, but when I used it in the other look that I did, I couldn't really see the sparkles on the eyes, which makes me happy because I don't really want sparkles in a matte eyeshadow, but if it's just to look good in the pan, I don't really mind it. And I find that sometimes with shadows like this, having sparkles in them apparently makes them easier to blend and stuff. At least that's what I've heard from other people. I don't know if that's actually the case, but if it is, then totally fine with me. But as you can see, it's very pigmented. It's going on very, very matte, which is exactly what I wanted from this shade. Don't worry if it's looking a little bit messy on my lid here. That's obviously going to get covered up by shimmers anyway. So if it's looking, like I said, a little crazy, don't worry about it. Before I do the shimmers though, I'm gonna take some of the purple matte and I'm gonna use that underneath my eye. This is a shade called Beetlejuice, and I feel like this color combo is just gonna look really fun. Just gonna blend that a little bit together with the black in the outer corner, and I am gonna go back in with the green just to make sure that the blend is looking good, but I just wanted to get the colors on before I start blending. Just gonna go back in with the greens and make sure that the blend is looking okay here before we do the shimmers. And I have to admit, the shimmers are definitely the star of the show in this palette because they are so unique and so special. Going to put on a little bit of my NYX glitter primer like I always do with my shimmers, because especially with these kind of shimmers, I really want them to pop and look as shiny and beautiful as possible. And I think I'm gonna use this shimmer and this shimmer. I haven't really dipped into any of these. I'm gonna start with the purple here, which is the one called Dahlia. I'm just gonna put that on the outer half of my lid or so. That is so pretty. God, I love these kind of shimmer formulas that are in this palette because they just look so nice on the lids. I'm keeping that mostly to where I have the black in my crease here. And then for the front portion, I'm gonna take the shade here called Lost Soul. This one is so interesting. This one is, I'm just gonna put it on the eyes and see because it's very hard to explain it. And I wonder what this one is going to look like on the eyes. I just feel like it's gonna look so cool. It's like a grungy, I don't even know how to explain this. But I love that color combo. That is just so, so fun. Okay, I am loving this. I'm gonna take a bit of the shade here called Sandworm as well, which is an iridescent, beautiful kind of greeny turquoise shade with almost a little bit of purple and lavender in it too. It's a very unique shade, but I love this as an inner corner shade. Just gonna use a little bit of that dry just right here. And just because I haven't used the shade Bio Exorcist, I'm gonna take a bit of that underneath my eye. I really wish I used this all over my lid, but it just never ended up being the kind of shade that I wanted to reach for. I don't really like, it's not that I don't like black-based multichromes, but I just find them a little bit hard to work with maybe. And they're just not my favorite, so I'm just gonna take a little bit and kind of put this on my lower lash line just so I can use it. You're obviously not going to see any kind of shift with this, but I just wanted to put it on my eyes. This is a very smooth formula, and I think if you put this all over your lid with a glitter primer or put it over a black base or something like that, it would really show a beautiful shift in it. Just taking a bit more of the inner corner shade and just meeting that up with the shade I just put down. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and finish off with my eyes. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do yet. I'll probably just do like a liner and then an accent of like a neon yellow, but I'll show you when I'm back, and I'll also show you the other two looks that I've done with this palette. Okay, here's the final look. Did this get a little bit out of hand? Just a smidge. Not exactly what I was going for, but here we are. I think it's kind of cool still. Again, I think I liked the look a little bit more before the yellow, but it just got out of hand and I was getting a little bit overly confident and I was like, I can do this. And I'm not sure if I could, but it is what it is. I used the JD Glow Neon Yellow eyeliner. I love this. I did 2 lines here, 2 lines here, and then 1 line in my crease. Let's see, what else? I'm wearing the Natasha Denona My Perfect lipstick because I love it. I think it is just so beautiful. And the lashes that I put on are from Unicorn Cosmetics, and these are in the style Unicorn Starlight. Am I the only one who sometimes I put on lashes and I'm like, it doesn't even look like it's the same lash on both eyes. Like, they just look like completely different lashes. And it's probably because, like, I don't know, the angle that you put them on, sometimes it ends up sticking up more on one side than the other side. It is such a learning process. Like, why is it so hard to just put on lashes perfectly? Like, why is this such a struggle? I don't get it. I feel like I've been doing it for long enough now that I should have a handle on this. But every time, it's just never even. But it's fine. I'm sure nobody notices except for me, but it's very, very frustrating. Now let's talk about this palette while I show you the other 2 looks that I've done. So for the first look I did, I wanted to mostly focus on the shimmers. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I definitely feel like the shimmers are the stars of the show on this palette, like by far. I think the mattes are okay, but I definitely think that the shimmers are where this palette shines. The mattes aren't bad by any means. I would give them like a 6.5 to 7 out of 10. They're definitely usable. They're not the most pigmented, not the most blendable, not the most just anything, but they're just decent, you know? But the shimmers together with these mattes, oh my god, like I cannot with these shimmers. They're so, so pretty. And the first look I did, I really liked it. It's such a me look. It was so easy to do. I didn't want to fuss with it too much. I just wanted to do a wing, put on some shimmers, and call it a day, and I loved it. And the second look, I really wanted to focus on the reds just to see like what kind of the reds could do, the reds and the purples together, use some of the red shimmers and the orange shimmer, and I really like how it turned out. But I do feel like I said in the beginning, I don't feel like the mattes are where this palette shines. I did use a little bit of a kind of brown in my crease just to see if I could get the red to really show up red and not pull pink, but I do think it ended up pulling pink in the end. And the red is just not my favorite. It's very hard pressed. I had to really swirl my brush into it to be able to pick anything up, and it was kind of hard to just pick up color. I don't know if this one got pressed a little bit too hard. Not sure what the issue with this color is. I don't know if it was just for me or if it's going to happen for other people too, but I wouldn't buy this palette for the red matte. I would buy this palette for everything else. Just wanted to put that out there. I don't think that the red is that good of a color. It's totally fine. Again, it's usable, but just not my favorite. But the red shimmer, the orange shimmer, all the shimmers in this palette are so pretty, and I think that if this is a color story that intrigues you, that you want to play with, I don't think you'd be disappointed if you had this palette. I think it's so fun. It's unlike anything else that I have in my collection. This shimmer here that I have in my inner corner is so beautiful, and this shimmer next to it, this one is called Afterlife. It is stunning. It is incredible. And like I said, I don't think you'd be disappointed if you had this palette. I think it is so fun to play with. And if you just kind of look past the red and look at it like this, it's awesome. It's amazing. It's a great palette, and I think that if you're interested, definitely pick it up. Let me know if you are going to pick it up. Don't forget to use a code. Doesn't have to be mine, but yeah, definitely save some money because this is quite an expensive palette. I think it is $70, but there are some multi-chromes and stuff in here, so I feel like it's justified just because of how special all of the shimmers in this palette are. So those are my thoughts. That's going to be it for today's video. If you want to see some more Bella Beaute Bar content, I can make a playlist and put that right there. And if you're new, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.